guys, it's your girl T, and I want to go ahead and shout out M. Delano123. M. Delano sent me this story, and once again, it's coming from our fourth favorite state, ghetto ass Georgia. So what's going on now, Georgia, you ask? What's going on is that this story is just insane. It's about an ungrateful ass fucking hood booger. This story has pissed me off to the highest level of pistivity, if that's even a real word. So what's going down is that 2 years ago, and I remember this story very clearly because I refused to do a video on this entire story. So what went down is that there was this story about this 15-year-old boy. He was 15 at the time. His name was Anthony Stokes. And at that time, Anthony Stokes was going through this really bad heart condition. They had only given him 6 months to live. And basically the children's hospital down in Atlanta took him off the donor registry. The mother got on the news with all these civil rights people saying that they took her son off the registry because he was black and that it was not fair. The hospital was saying that they took him off the registry because, one, he had a criminal record at 15, he was getting poor grades in school, he wasn't taking his medication, and he did not seem like he was taking the situation seriously, and they didn't want to waste giving him a heart when somebody else who's taking their medication, doing the right thing, could really benefit from the heart. But because of pressure from the news media, because of all this so-called racism, the hospital gave in and they gave this boy a second chance at life. They gave him a heart. They pushed him up to the top of the donor list, gave this young man a heart over other people, you know what I'm saying, who have been doing the right thing. And now let's fast forward 2 damn years later. This young boy went on a robbery spree, broke into the house of an 81-year-old woman, basically almost killed this woman, runs over another woman running from the police, and then hits a pole and dies. When I tell you karma ain't no damn joke, it's not no damn joke. Y'all go ahead and check out this news clip, and I'm gonna come back with the rest of my commentary.
A 15-year-old DeKalb County boy is in desperate need of a heart transplant, but doctors say he does not qualify. News since 6, this is video of Anthony Stokes in the hospital tonight as his family fights to change the doctor's mind. Channel 2's Tony Thomas is live at Children's Healthcare at Eggleston tonight with why the teen can't get on that list. Tony?
Well, the family's members say they've been told it's because of the teen's troubled past. Stokes remains in the hospital here at Eggleston. His family and civil rights groups are putting that pressure on, trying to change the doctor's minds. This is video of Anthony Stokes given to us by a family friend. The 15-year-old plays chess and looks outside his hospital window. Doctors say Anthony likely has less than 6 months to live. Anthony's mother says the only way to fix her son's enlarged heart is a transplant, but he doesn't qualify to be on the transplant list. In this letter, doctors say it's because of a history of, quote, non-compliance.
They said that they don't have any evidence showing that he would take his medicine and he wouldn't have any follow-up care.
The keepers of the nation's transplant list have strict guidelines as to who qualifies. While doctors don't specify in the letter, family friends say they've been told it's at least partly because the teen had low grades in school and trouble with the law.
The non-compliance is something that they're fabricated, because they don't want to give him a heart.
We contacted Children's Healthcare of Atlanta for a comment. Spokesperson Patty Gregory replied, "The well-being of our patients is always a first priority. We are continuing to work with this family and looking at all options regarding this patient's health care. We follow very specific criteria in determining eligibility for a transplant of any kind."
I know it's wrong, because if they get to know him, they would love him.
Anthony has been here at the hospital since July 14th, and his mother says at some point he'll likely be sent home with medication. Live in DeKalb County, Tony Thomas, Channel 2 Action News, Night Beat.
And I don't mean this in a bad way, but this story is just heartbreaking knowing that this young man's life is on the line. Tony, thank you.
We reported on the Channel 2 Action News Night Beat at 11 that the suspect in the chase and crash was Anthony Stokes. Now, Stokes got a heart transplant in 2013 despite having a criminal record. At the time, he told Channel 2's Jovita Moore in an exclusive interview that he was thankful for a second chance. And Channel 2's Liz Arts is live in Roswell at North Fulton Hospital, where the pedestrian hit during the chase is recovering this afternoon. Liz.
Fred, Clementina Hernandez has family by her side right now here at North Fulton Hospital. Within the past 60 minutes, a spokesperson told me that she is stable today after being hit by that stolen car yesterday. Here's video moments after the crash Tuesday. Police say 17-year-old Anthony Stokes stole this black Honda, burglarized an 81-year-old woman, shot at her, and while attempting to get away from police, struck 33-year-old Clementina Hernandez before wrapping the Honda around a pole and killing himself. Dr. John Webster says he was in his office Tuesday afternoon when he heard all the commotion.
We see several medical people over the body trying to resuscitate, we assumed. We couldn't really tell. And then more individuals were working on the car, trying to get the person out of the car.
And today we are trying to learn more about each one of those victims left in the path of this crime spree. Whatever we find out, we will bring it to you on Channel 2 Action News starting at 4, live in Roswell and North.
I see you guys just checked out this news clip, and y'all might think I'm heartless for this, but I don't give a flying fuck. My whole thing is this situation pisses me the hell off, and this is why I never did a video on this situation when it first came out, because I know had I spoken my true feelings, I would have been harassed, trolled, cussed out, and called everything but a child of God, okay? My thing is, the reason why I never did a video on this situation is because I thought it was bullshit. Me being somebody who has been living with a chronic illness my whole life, I spent, months sometimes in the hospital battling my illness, almost dying several times, so I know how it is to be in and out the hospital, how you're there with other people who are there, waiting for transplants and, just different things. And I didn't respect the fact that they were trying to bring race into this situation. Instead of them, looking at the big picture as to why their son is getting in trouble at 15, why he's not in school, why he's not doing what he's supposed to do in the hospitals, but never taking any personal responsibility on their son's behavior. And now look what has happened. This young boy was given a second chance of life when most of us never get that second chance. And instead of being grateful, instead of turning his life around, going to church, doing what he has to do, he decides to just become a better criminal. And this whole situation just disgusts me. Not only did he affect himself, he also affected two innocent people who had nothing to do with this bullshit. Okay, he went to go rob this 81-year-old woman. He ran over the second lady who's in critical condition right now down in Atlanta while running from the police. I mean, this is just insane. It's almost like, well, damn, was he better off dying 2 years ago when he only has 6 months to live? This hospital gave him a second chance because of public pressure and bullshit-ass public opinion, and I really wish the hospital would have stuck to their guns and said, fuck y'all and y'all's racism claims. We see through the bullshit, and he does not deserve this heart. Because of him, other people who are on that donor list 2 years ago have died. Do y'all realize that? His selfishness not only killed himself, hurt two other people, but possibly killed other folks who were waiting for a heart. Stuff like this pisses me off because you have a lot of people out here living with chronic illnesses, living with diseases, who wish that they could have a second chance. You have people out here like me. I don't know if I'm going to make it from one day to the next, so I just enjoy life for what it is and take each day as it comes. You know what I'm saying? So when I see somebody being given a second chance at life and not appreciating it and not, doing better with themselves, it pisses me off. I wish a doctor could give me a magical pill and be like, you know what, here goes this pill, you no longer have your disease. I would be happy, but there's no pill for me. I just have to battle this illness and just deal with my days as they come and as they go. You know what I'm saying? So when I see something like this and I see someone who's gotten a second chance at life, it pisses me off because there's a lot of people out here who are going through things physically, you know what I'm saying, health-wise and things like that, who will never get a second chance. And for this foolish boy to squander that, it just irks the hell out of me. And the thing that he does not realize and the thing that his family does not realize, they're going to affect the next black boy, the next young man who comes looking for a new heart, who comes looking for a new donor, because they're going to take this case into consideration. Now, when there is a real claim of racism, people are not going to buy it because when they claim racism the first time when there was no racism, this is what happens, and they're going to use this case as a reason to deny other black people. You know what I'm saying? So this boy messed up royally, and it's definitely going to affect a lot of other kids who may also be experiencing heart problems, lung problems, who also need new organ donations. It's going to affect them as well because they're going to always look back to this whole story. This whole situation is just sickening to me, and this is why I never covered it, because the family never came off as sincere to me. Y'all know I'm a good reader of people. The family never came off as sincere to me. To me, they were just race baiting and trying to make excuses for his punk ass behavior. And this whole situation is sick, and because of them, this young man has ruined 2 other lives and countless other lives on the organ donation list. So anyways, go ahead and leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts on this entire story that's coming from our 4th favorite state, ghetto ass Georgia. Let's go ahead and get the discussion popping. How do you feel about Tremayne Stokes and his actions? And then how do you feel about his family initially coming to the news media claiming racism when the hospital refused to give him a heart in the first place? Let me know your thoughts on this entire crazy situation. All right, deuces. Hey YouTube, it's your girl Lovely T, and you can show me some love by hitting that subscribe button, watching my previous videos, and following me on social media.